politician, tradition written on walls throughout halls of a Four Seasons loft. In Austin, I saw, pause, my eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal shaded lids, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear, clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raining and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. Dreams in paradise. Truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I am your host, Matt Clark, and it is Thursday, the 6th of November, and this year has just gone by. I don't know where the hell it went, but it just slid right on by so fast. It's absolutely crazy how quick this year has gone by. And just want to say that I have enjoyed all the new people who came on board this year to support our show. And I want you to know that I do appreciate you guys so much. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get Nathan's and Drew's stuff all done in here because they gripe at me about not sending them Zoom links, and they don't use them. But if I don't send them, and then they're like, well, you don't send me a Zoom link. And I'm like, well, hell, every time I send you one, you don't pop on. So, I mean, you know, if I'm going to send them to you, hey, you need to acknowledge it that they are there. But anyway, I want to say that our Thunder lost the first game of the year last night. We are now 8-1 in our first 10 games. We were 30-5 after our first 40 games last year. So it's going to be interesting to see what we're going to be after our first 40 games this year and where we were after 20. Because I think last year after 20, I don't go back and check it, but I want to say we were like 17-3 or something like that. In our first 20 games or something. It was really good. And then we ended up being of our next 30, and we lost 1-1. So we went probably 4 or 5 times that we only lost one game out of 10. So we're back on that track again. My prediction was 8-2 at the worst, 7-3. My guy Nathan Taylor was 10-0 or 9-1. Absolute worst was 8-2 in his mind, but more like 10-0, 9-1 is where he thought we would be. And right now we are right about that mark. So when you look at that, he was more on point than I was when it came to the Thunder's first 10 games. And this is why I thought we would lose at least 2, if not 3, because, you know, our biggest team that we struggle against this whole time that we've been doing the show and before have been the Kings, and we struggle against them. Now they don't have De'Aaron Fox anymore, so that may be more of our advantage, especially they're a lot older, even though they did have a big win last night. Russell Westbrook running his mouth, talking trash, only the way that he can. You got the Rockets. I thought the games that I thought we would possibly lose would be the Rockets. We played the Mavs, and then we had the Kings twice and the Pelicans. So those are the 5 games that I thought that we could possibly lose 2 of those 5, if not 3 of those 5, or 2 of those 5, and then just blow a game, which is what happened last night. We were 7-0. We beat the Clippers, go 8-0. But I figured if these last 3 games we would go 1-2 or 2-1. But I didn't think we would be able to sweep this last 3 games. I didn't believe that because of, the Clippers. I didn't know Kawhi wasn't playing, so that was an advantage. So that gave us the advantage there. And then you have the Blazers, which they always play us tough. We either blow them out or it's a close at the wire game. It's one or the other. We either blow them out or it's close. And then you have the Kings, who we just I don't want to say SJ struggles against them, but he doesn't normally have his best games against them, nor does he get the Rockets or the Mavs. He never really plays great in the Grizzlies. He doesn't play great against them either. So I don't know what it is with those teams, but we all have those games or those teams that we struggle against to be at our utmost top performance. But I'm going to say this. I saw a stat. I checked this stat out the other day. When SGA didn't play in his second game, I was like, it's crazy that this year he did not play the fourth quarter against the Clippers, the Pelicans, and the Hawks, I believe was the other one, or the Mavs is one of them. So when you look at SGA, the first year in 23-24, when we started rolling, he didn't play in the fourth quarter in 5 games. And then in the and then 24-25, which was last year, he didn't play in 14 games. He did not play the fourth quarter. 14 games, he did not play the fourth quarter. And then last year, or this year, he's already played 3 games out of the 8 he has not played, or nine now. He has not played the fourth quarter. That is absolutely insane to me. What an insane accomplishment to him, what he's doing, what we've accomplished this year. 3 times in 8 games, he has not played the fourth quarter this year. That's insane. That's a testament to how well we played and what we've accomplished. But here are the losses that we had last night. Eventually, we were going to lose a game, and it was just going to happen at some point. We knew that, okay? And I want to say this. When you play 4 games in 6 days, 9 games in 14 days, you're going to be tired. And I think last night's loss was due to the fact that, one, let's give the Blazers their props. They stayed with us. They did not. They got down 20. They stayed with it. And I do believe the lineups that we played, because you have to. But when you have in the second quarter, when you're up 41-20 or 40-21, and you have SGA, Isaiah Joe, Carlson, Jang, and J. Will on the court at the same time. You know, you talk about how deep our bench is. I don't think they meant that deep. How deep our bench is that you've got SGA, J-Dub, you've got Dort, you've got Chet, you've got Ihart as your starting 5, and then you have Caruso, Kaysen. That's your 7. Okay, then after that, you've got Wiggins at 8, you got J. Will at 9, you've got Isaiah Joe at 10, and then, of course, when A.J. Mitchell at 11. So that's your bench. So your bench is deep. But then when you got to go Brandon Carlson, Barnheiser, Youngblood, Jang, that's the part of the bench that they weren't really talking about, but they kind of let us down last night. But they did as best they could do. But Brandon Carlson, we went to him like 3 straight possessions or 4 straight possessions. We didn't get anything out of him. Could not finish, and that's something that you just can't have. Blazers were 19 of 43 from 3. We were 15 of 38. That's 2 games in a row we took the exact same number of threes. Field goal percentage, they were 40.9. We were 48.8. Out rebounded them by 2, 50-48. Pips points in the paint, 40-32. And then, of course, this 3-point shooting, and when they knocked down the threes is when made the difference. 15-18 turnovers. That's what we only average. 11 turnovers a game. So that was 4 more than we normally average. Blazers 32, Thunder 21 as far as bench scoring. Now, the thing that, to me, that separated the game last night, and this is why I say we were tired, okay? And I'm going to contribute us being tired to this stat right here. We had 27 total fouls for the game. Our starting 5 had 21 of those 27 fouls. And when you look at that, SGA, 5 fouls. Aaron Wiggins, 5 fouls. Kaysen Wallace, 5 fouls. A.J. Mitchell, 3 fouls. Ihart, 3 fouls. That's crazy stat. So, to me, when's the last time you had SGA had 5 fouls and Aaron Wiggins had 5 fouls and Kaysen Wallace had 5 fouls? Not only together, I don't think that's ever happened, but collectively, when do they ever get that many fouls? Now, we were doing some dumb fouls, but let's say this. One, we were tired. Two, no Caruso, no Dort, no Chet. Now J Dub, we haven't had J Dub all year long, so that can be thrown in there. But really, no Chet, no J Dub, no Dort, no Caruso. That was the difference. That's the difference, and that's the thing that's going to separate us this year, keep us from winning 70, 71 games. Because I predicted us to win 70 at the high, but we have a chance to do that. But not only if we're healthy, only if we're healthy. And when you look at iHeart stats last night, 31 minutes, he had 10 points, he had 11 boards, another double-double, 3 for 4 from the field, 4 for 5 from the free throw line, which I loved, which was great, and with 3 fouls. SGA, 35 points in 38 minutes. That's deceptive. He did not play well. He did not play well. 10 for 26, 38%. He's a 51%, 52% field goal percent shooter. The balls wouldn't go in. And I just think he's tired. And then having to play 38 minutes, he's just exhausted. He's exhausted, but you had to have him in there. You had to play him. You got to play him. And still, we had a chance to win the game. And by the way, can we say that Isaiah Joe, great miss on your free throw? Great miss. And I was talking to somebody about that. Last night I was talking on the show about how I tell my kids, I said, and when you're shooting a three, know where you are on the court. You got to know where the shot is. Now, granted, under the pressure, Isaiah Joe wasn't thinking where he was, but we know he's got to think. We know we need a three. I got to make sure I'm behind the line, and he took that step. And like I tell my kids, if you're going to the right and you're a right-handed shooter, you always do 1, 2. So you step into it. Here, let me put it on camera so it's be maybe easier for you to understand what I'm saying. When I teach my kids in my academy, if you're going right, you want to catch the ball and you want to turn and take a step. So you're doing catch, 1, 2, shoot. Okay? That's how you step into it. You catch it and you step into it. And Isaiah Joe, when he caught the ball and he turned to step into the shot, got fouled, but his foot went on the line because he stepped too far. Okay? And that's part of it. Steph Curry is more of a catch. He very rarely does the 1-2. He catches and he does the jump stop and goes off 2 feet for more balance when he shoots the ball. Maybe that's why he's the greatest shooter ever. Now, when you go left, I always tell my kids, if you're going left, you always want to catch, jump stop off 2 feet, and go up. But right, you can catch and turn into it, which is what he was doing last night, and his foot was on the line. So even if you'd have made it, it didn't matter. He got fouled, but his foot was on the line. So I tell my kids that. And then also, I want to say this. You got to be proud of our team. They're exhausted, guys. They are exhausted in playing that many games in that many days. And our schedule doesn't get any easier. We play the Kings Friday, and then turn around and Sunday play the Grizzlies, and then around Tuesday, Wednesday, you got back-to-back against the Warriors and Lakers. They're not making it any easier on us to get it done. But the fact is we're young, which helps, so you come back quicker. But as the totality of playing that many games is going to hurt you. Now, Friday's game is extremely important because they're in our group for the NBA Cup, so you have to win that game. Because the Timberwolves are also in our cup bracket, okay? So you got to win that game against the Kings. We have the Kings and the Kings and the Utah Jazz, and then let me see, who is the other one? I can't remember who the other one is right now off the top of my head. Hold on one second. Where's my NBA Cup? Oh, here it is. Okay, we have the Jazz, the Suns, the Kings, the Wolves, and us in our group, Group A. So the first game is the Kings, so you got to win that. You got to beat the Kings, you got to beat the Suns, you got to beat the Jazz. Can't afford to drop any of those games because you do have the T-Wolves. So you can't afford, so you got to beat the Jazz twice, you got to beat the Suns twice, you got to beat the Kings twice. So you know what you got to do in your group stage. So this is the first game. So we have to come back and be ready to bounce back from a loss. Now, one thing about what the Thunder do really, really well is bounce back. I can't remember. I think we lost 3 games in a row maybe once. I can't remember how many. I know we didn't lose more than 2 games in a row twice, more than twice all year last year. Because you can't be 68-14 and have multiple three game losing streaks and 2 game losing streaks. So very rarely did we lose 2 games in a row, and I don't remember if we ever lost 3. I don't think we did, but I know we lost 2 games in a row at least once, if I'm not mistaken, twice. Different times of the season, but we usually come back to business. Now, the second thing to that is also is that when SGA has a bad game, he usually comes back and he just destroys whoever the team is that he comes back and plays again. Which, thankful for us, is the Kings on Friday. So, like I said, number one, it's a cup game, NBA Cup game, because we want to go back and win that because we didn't do it last year and we totally just laid an egg against the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, so you want to do that so you can make sure you go back and win that. And the second thing is, no team has won the NBA Cup and won the championship. So why don't we be the first team that wins the cup and then wins the championship? Now, I don't believe that's happened before. Now, maybe the Lakers did it, but I don't think we had an NBA Cup back then. So, the NBA Cup, no team, to my knowledge, has won the cup and then turned around and won the championship. I need to go back and check that, but I don't think that's ever happened. So, we'd like to be able to do that. But it starts with what? Winning the game on Friday. The cup thing has to be a secondary thing, but it is a part of what winning a game means and how some games have more significance than others. And to me, that has a significance of, one, you don't want to have back-to-back losses. 2, it's an NBA Cup game. So to me, that's games you don't want to do that. Plus, in back-to-backs this year, which we have a huge back-to-back coming up against the Lakers and the Warriors, and then Lakers on Tuesday, Wednesday at home. We are back-to-backs right now. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 3-1 in back-to-back games. So we need to continue that trend on Tuesday and Wednesday. But before that, we have the Kings on Friday, which, like I said, no one lose 2 in a row. And then secondly, it is a cup game. Then we have the Grizzlies, who are falling apart, and I don't know. I think Ja wants out of there, and I think they want Ja out of there. But I saw a report they wanted 6 first-round picks. Who the hell going to give you 6 first-round picks for Ja Morant? Now, back in the day, maybe, but now, no. He's a headache and stuff that he makes you do. He's not worth that at all. Not even close. I'm not even remotely trying to give him that. I'm not. I'm not giving Ja Morant that much money or that many picks. For Ja, no. And I know there's certain teams who aren't going to take him. We don't need him. Houston, I think that he would be a different guy under Houston because of the type of players they have. But do you want him? What are you going to do with Fred VanVleet when he comes back next year? Would Ja Morant make that big of a difference this year? He can't shoot the ball. And he's like, I'm not dunking, I'm not this. But granted, he's got his $190 million or whatever he's got from his contract and then whatever he was getting from Nike in his shoes. So he's got plenty of money if he's just done with the NBA, because I think he's going to be one of those guys who came in with a huge flash, had all this opportunity, and then did absolutely nothing with it. That's what I think is the case with him. I hope it doesn't, because I like watching Ja. I like what he has to bring, but we shall see how that works out. So that's how the Thunder have coming up, or that's what we have coming down the pike. But you have to handle your business, okay? Now, next week, I think we're going to start our NBA standings, our weekly our standings as far as the NBA is concerned, so everybody can have kind of a key to what's been going on. But first of all, we got to get healthy. J-Dub, they took the screw out of his arm that was messing with him. So now that's probably another 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks that he's going to be out, which puts him in the middle of December-ish before he's going to be back. Or 1st of December, which is about what we thought. So he's going to be about the 1st to the middle of December before he's back, maybe even 1st of January or end of December, Christmas time, before he comes back. So, but you got to get health. You got to get Dort healthy. You got to get Caruso healthy. You got to get Chet. Is going to be. I think he's just going to be in and out healthy and not healthy. I think that he's going to miss some games. I'm hoping that the reason why he missed last night was because it was a back-to-back. That's what I'm hoping. Okay. That's what I'm hoping, is that it was a back-to-back. Let's give Chet some rest. Because if we have Chet, I think we win the game. If we have Caruso, we win the game. We have Dortmund, we win the game. If we had our full complement other than J-Dub, we win the game. If we had J-Dub, we really win the game. It's not even close. It'd be a blowout to me. So, but NBA scores yesterday. Here are the scores. The Pelicans beat the Mavs, and Cooper Flag got up. He I don't know if he got demoted from. I don't know if he got demoted from the point guard lineup, but he did get taken out of being the point guard. But it's something he's going to have to do or have to get better doing. He's just an absolute monster in what he's able to do. So, but anyway, they lost, and the Pelicans got their first W last night of the year. And let me see. And then, of course, the Nets and the Pacers. The Nets, how about them getting the W? What a shocker. And you know, the Warriors and the Lakers, it wasn't the Warriors and the Lakers. The Lakers played the Spurs last night. They did not play. Oh, I already have that down. I should have taken that off on my thing, but it was the other night. Wizards and the Celtics. Celtics took care of business. Of course, the Wizards are hapless. T-Wolves and Knicks. The Knicks just smashed the T-Wolves. I have no idea to take the T-Wolves because Anthony Edwards did play last night, but the more I look at them, the more I'm just like, they never really worried me, but are they a top 10 team? I just don't know. Man, they let go of some valuable pieces. I have to rethink that, greatly rethink that. Right now, anyway, it's early. Rockets and Grizz. The Rockets took care of business as they should. The Grizzlies, like I said earlier, that's who we play Sunday. Jaw and that whole mess is just an absolute mess. I don't think they want him there. He doesn't want to be there. And the problem with that is trying to trade somebody who doesn't want to be there, and you don't want them there, and other teams knowing that. So the chances of you getting 6 first-round picks are slim to none. Heat and Nuggets. The Nuggets took care of business over the Heat, which they should have. And that Nuggets team this is going to be great when we play them. I'm looking forward to that game. Like I said, the Lakers and the Spurs, which is instead of Warriors and Lakers, it was Lakers and Spurs last night. The Lakers won again without LeBron. They're 7-2 without LeBron. No LeBron and no Reeves last night, and they still took care of the Spurs. Now, is there a formula for handling Wemby? It seems like what the Suns did to him the other night and what the Lakers did to him last night may be it. When he gets out on the wing, you double team him and make him give up the ball, and he's really not going in the post where he can really dominate because you got the post down there. So they're going to have to rethink what they do with him. But there may be a formula right now to stop Wemby. We shall see if that continues or if they, adapt, which I believe they will. And then, of course, we lost to the Blazers last night, 119-121. Like I said, great win for the Blazers. They took care of business. They're, 5-3 right now in the West. And like I said, we will do that on Monday. We will do our standings, our Western Conference and Eastern Conference standings. And so we'll keep update to that so you can kind of see what's going on and what teams are doing what. Because to me, it's just kind of hard to do it early. But it'll be 11 games in, so you'll have a good feel for where teams are doing, and you can watch teams either where they start compared to where they ended up and where they finished. And then, of course, the Warriors got beat by the Kings last night, which may or may not be good for us. The fact that they did win last night, but it is the Warriors, and the Warriors they have never been. They don't scare me. They never have. But I believe on Tuesday, Steph Curry does what Steph Curry does when they come into town to play us on Tuesday night. And then we play the Lakers Wednesday night. And like I said, I cannot wait till I can start wearing my Lakers stuff again, but I currently do not until that dude leaves from the LAs. When he leaves, then I will wear my Lakers stuff. And but until then, I have not worn my Lakers stuff while he's been there, and I'm not gonna. And Drew Henthorne, my guy, if Husker Drew picks, we get an argument of, well, you're a Laker fan. I said, bro, I've been a Laker fan since I was 11. But I have not been a Laker fan. It used to be Lakers 1, Thunder 1A. And I'm a Thunder fan unless they play the Lakers. And those of y'all that know me that be coming to the games, I always wore all my Lakers stuff. One game a year, or twice every time, or twice, whenever it was, I wore my Laker gear. Everybody knew I'm wearing my Laker gear. So there wasn't any problem with what I was doing. Okay? No problem at all. So I don't know why people would get upset, which some people did. Some people did. Some people understood. I'm like, look, dude, I'm not like you. I had a team, and just because we have a team doesn't mean the team that I had for 20 years is not my team anymore. They're still my team. It's just the city that I live in now. That's my team, except when they play my first team. I'm not one of these people. If I'm loyal, I'm a very loyal person. If you're in my circle, I'm loyal. I'm going to always have your back. I'm always going to do what you make sure that you're okay. Always. That's how I am. Okay? That's how I am. Let's take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. SRB, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over there. They love to take care of you, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county. They are the dudes to talk to. Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, he is the guy for that. So if you have a job on doing a highway or road, hit my boy up. Love to take care of you. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com, or you can go into one of their 5 locations. The main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma, and US 66. YNB East was off the Parkway and 39th Expressway, or US 66. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, and I-40, just south of I-40, right there in front of the Fairfield Hotel, not the Fairmont, because those are 2 totally different hotels. I can just explain. I can tell you that right now. And then, of course, YNB People's located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. It's some great smelling stuff. I had to stop by there yesterday and give me a sample because I was out of the stuff that I wear every day. I have the good smelling stuff that I wear if I'm dressed up, but I'm out of the stuff that I wear every day. So I had to go back and get me a sample of that stuff, and they didn't have any more. So I had to use something else, which was pretty good. It's not great. I mean, it's not as good as the stuff that I wear, but it's tasty. Penn Square Mall, of course, is where I'm talking about. And the Dillards on the east side of the mall, the men's department and the women's departments on the west side of the mall. You can also go to Woodland Hills Mall, which we're going to be going to in a couple of weeks. And by the way, next week they have Sensational, I think is what it's called. And we will be there at the Penn Square store on Thursday for that. So come on by, say hi, and get you some good smelling Creed cologne. It is delicious. And as they always say, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. Agree, 55% on that. Now, we have a big NFL game tonight, and I will be watching it. You have the Raiders at the Broncos. I don't know how much I'm going to be watching that, to be honest with you. On Prime tonight. Prime never seems to get them. They have good games every now and then, but it's the Raiders. The Broncos, 9.5-point favorites. As of the other day, I have not checked today, see what it is today, but they're just going to smash them. I don't see the Raiders doing anything. I think they're going to beat them by 15 or 20 there in Mile High. Falcons and the Colts, Sunday. Giants and the Bears, Bills, Dolphins, Ravens, and Bills, Dolphins, Ravens, and the Dolphins. Ravens can't play them. That's a mess. That's a miscue. I need to go back and fix that, which I will tomorrow, or when we get off the show. Patriots and Bucks, and then the Saints and the Panthers. Those, and then the Jaguars, Texans on CBS and Fox. So of those games, the Falcons and Colts are on NFL channel. That's overseas game. Yeah. That'd be nice. I might check that out if I'm up that early, because I'm off Sunday, so I don't know if I'll be here. I think my fat boy and I are thinking about going out of town so he can see his girlfriend. And so let me see. The Giants and the Bears, negatory on Fox. The Ravens game, Ravens and Dolphins. The Bills don't play the Dolphins, so I got to see who they play. Let me see what that is. Hold on, guys, 1 second. Let me see. Ravens. The Ravens play the Vikings. I don't know how I screwed that up. The Ravens play the Vikings Saturday. Uh, Now that or Sunday. Now that might be of the Fox games. That's the game I want to watch. Ravens and Dolphins at noon, 100% for sure for that. Uh, that's what I want to watch. So the Bills and the Dolphins, no, but the Ravens and the Vikings for sure. Uh, and the reason why that is Ravens and the Dolphins played last week. So that's what that was. But anyway, this week it would be the Ravens and the Vikings. The Ravens and the Vikings. Oh, that's hilarious. Let me see. Do I have that on here? But anyway, I want to see. I want to see. I want to see that. I definitely want to watch that game and see what's going to happen in that. The Ravens and the Vikings. That's the definitely game we want to see because that game is going to be worth watching. Plus, Lamar is back, so I want to see that. And then the way that he dominates, he tends to dominate the East or the NFC conference. He tends to dominate them like crazy. So that's going to be interesting to see, and I'd like to watch that game. Um, Let me see. Let me look up this. That's why I need my guy Drew Hinthorn because he would know immediately what the odds were, so I can get that game up and running. Let me see if I can change this real quick. Let me see. Oh, I don't need images. Okay, the Ravens and the Vikings. Okay, the Ravens are 4.5 point favorites, so that's right, 4.5. Okay, so that was right. It's just I had it wrong on the thing, and that game is going to be. Uh, Let me see. Sorry, guys, I'm moving a little slow here. That game is going to be. So it is on Fox. I have everything right except I didn't have the name. So let me change that real quick here for you guys so we can get on the same page with that. And I won't screw up, but that was all that was correct. Right on point. At least I had the odds right and I had the station right. I just had the teams wrong. So needed to fix that real quick, which I will right now. And get that up properly on the screen. So we're all squared away there. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Plus 4.5. So that's definitely the game I want to see. The Ravens, the reason why they're favored is simply because Lamar just dominates the NFC. That's why they just beat the hell out of the NFC. So I'm sure that's why they are 4.5 point favorites. Now, on the CBS side of it, Bills and Dolphins, no. Browns and Jets for sure. Worst franchises. Yeah, Jets, Mets, Clippers, and Browns. Yes, I'm out on that. Two of the worst franchises in the league. No, thank you. Patriots and the Bucks, yes, and I know we'll watch that in Oklahoma because Baker Mayfield is the quarterback. So I know we'll watch that game. So I'm all about watching that game. Then of course the 3 p.m. games will be Cardinals and Seahawks. Absolutely not. Rams and Niners. Absolutely, absolutely. Lions and Commanders. Yeah, but the Rams and the Niners. Absolutely. Absolutely is the game we want to see. And then, of course, that nighttime game, Steelers and the Chargers. Chargers are favored at home, which the hell they should be. And then, of course, the Eagles and Packers at 7:15 on ABC. And, of course, the Chiefs have this is their bye week, which they need. They need a bye. They definitely need a bye to get their thing done the way they need to get. So anyway, I'm gonna say this right now. I like that the football season is at that point where basketball season is starting. And speaking of basketball season, the Oklahoma State Cowboys started the 2025-26 season off with the W over Oral Roberts. What was it, 95-71, I believe, Tuesday night. So let's give our Cowboys a little love, way to start the game, a way to start the season off the correct way. Then, of course, we have a huge game against Texas A&M on Sunday. The Thunder play Sunday, play the Grizzlies that evening, and OSU plays that day. So I'm gonna try to go to the OSU game that morning or that afternoon, and then to uh, go to the Thunder game that night to watch the Grizzlies. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But but I definitely got to go. Got to cost. I need tickets for that for the game Sunday for the OSU A&M basketball game. So I can go to my first game. Got to get support my Cowboys, get them up and ready. But anyway, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm so happy because football season is starting to get in its flow where games matter more. And then basketball season is starting in the NBA and college, more preferably for me. And then high school will be starting up just pretty quickly. And I know that I think Bill, don't they play? I think they play Carolina. I want to say the Jayhawks play Carolina this Saturday. I need to check on that. I should text Bill and see if they're playing. But I think they're playing Saturday, and that's going to be a hell of a basketball game. But like I said, the beauty of this time of year, basketball's here, football's in its strike, and even hockey. And I have not been to see the Stars play this year. I need to figure that. I need to look at my schedule. I got to make a date to go down and watch the Stars play because I don't know if you've been to Dallas Arena to watch the Dallas Stars play, but it's a fantastic deal to go to the AAC and watch the AAC American Airlines Center to watch the Stars play. So you've got hockey, you've got basketball. Yes, Ben, I mentioned hockey for you. So you've got hockey, you've got NBA basketball season starting, you got college season starting, men's and women's, and then of course football is now starting to swing into where games are really, really important. It's starting to get down to every win, every loss matters. So we're going to see what's going to happen with that. I'm excited to see this part of the year. This is when it gets good. Plus Thanksgiving is coming around, which means what? We get to eat. We get to eat. I'm not mad about that. I get to eat. So I'm excited about that. And then, of course, Christmas comes around as well. So, but anyway, that being said, I got to get out of here. I need to take my computer, get everything switched out, get that done because I have a new computer, and we're trying to get all the shows from all the graphics and everything switched from this computer to the other computer so we can start doing our new podcast, number one, and number two, so when we travel, we will have the other computer to do stuff with as well. That being said, hey, peace out. Have a beautiful day. Go out and enjoy this weather. Go hit some golf balls. If I go hit golf balls, I could go hit some, but I got to go train kids. So if I go hit golf balls, that's exactly what I'd be doing right now. Exactly what I'd be doing right now, but I can't. That being said,